Divine Comedy by Dante. If I were only what thou didst create, then newly love, by whom the heaven is ruled, thou know'st who by thy light did bear me up, when as the wheel which thou dost ever guide, desired spirit with its harmony, tempered of thee and measured, charmed mine ear, then seemed to me so much of heaven to blaze, with the sun's flame, that rain or flood never made a lake so broad. The newness of the sound, and that great light, inflamed me with desire, keener than ever was felt, to know their cause. Whence she who saw me clearly as myself, to calm my troubled mind before I'd asked, opened her lips and gracious thus began. With false imagination thou thyself makest dull, so that thou seest not the thing which thou hadst seen. Had that been shaken off, thou art not on the earth as thou believest, for lightning escaped from its own proper place, ne'er ran as thou hast hither now returned. Although divested of my first raised doubt, by those brief words, accompanied with smiles, yet in new doubts was I entangled more, and said, already satisfied I rest from admiration deep, but now admire how I above those lighter bodies rise. Whence, after utterance of a piteous sigh, she towards me bent her eyes, with such a look, as on her frenzied child a mother casts, then thus began. Amongst themselves all things have order, and from hence the form which makes the universe resemble God. In this the higher creatures see the printed steps of that eternal worth, which is the end, whither the line is drawn. All natures lean in this their order, diversely, some more, some less, approaching to their primal source. Thus they to different havens are moved on, with instinct given that bears it in its course. This to the lunar sphere directs the fire, this prompts the heart of mortal animals, this the brute earth together knits and binds. Nor only creatures void of intellect are aimed at by this bow, but even those that have intelligence and love are pierced. That Providence, who so well orders all, with her own light makes ever calm the heaven, in which the substance that hath greatest speed is turned, and thither now, as to our seat predestined, we are carried by the force of that strong cord that never loses dart, but at fair aim and glad. Yet is it true that as oft times but ill accords the form to the design of art through sluggishness of unreplying matter, so this course is sometimes quitted by the creature, who hath power, directed thus, to bend elsewhere. As from a cloud the fire is seen to fall, from its original impulse warped to earth by vicious fondness. Thou no more admire thy soaring, if I rightly deem, than lapse of torrent downwards from a mountain's height. There would in thee for wonder be more cause, if, free of hindrance, thou hadst fixed thyself below like fire unmoving on the earth. So said, she turned towards the heaven her face.